What's up guys, Valencia here, back with another video, and today I have a brand new lightweight carbon fiber matte box from Freewell. This is the Eiger Matte Box, and it also has a really unique circular polarizer and variable ND filter that you can add in here. Plus it also has a couple extra tricks up its sleeve as well, so let's talk about it. The Eiger Matte Box is easy to use. It comes with a variety of different adapter rings for whatever size lens that you may have. And this matte box can also fit any lens up to 95 millimeters in diameter. And they offer additional size filter adapters for that. But to install the matte box, you just simply screw on the threaded adapter on the front of your lens. And then you have two release clamps here on the side that you simply just pull out and clamp onto the lens. That's also how you remove it, is by pulling those. But once you get it onto the threaded adapter, you can simply just tighten this thumb screw down and that locks it into place and it's not going anywhere. So this is the circular polarizer, and you can adjust the polarization by turning the knob here on the top. Alternatively, you can add on a second magnetic filter here, and this turns it into a variable ND filter. So this is the 1 to 5 stop filter. You also have the 6 to 9 stop filter available as well. Simply just drop it in the top and then rotate the thumb dial here to adjust your ND and your polarization. The great news is there are threads on the front of these adapters, so you can use all of your pre-existing Freewell magnetic filters on here, as well as any other traditional screw-on filter, or they have a whole bunch of these super thin Eiger magnetic filters. To install your magnetic filters, you can simply just drop it right here into the matte box and it locks it into place. If you want to go really low profile, you can remove the flag and the carbon fiber hood and just go with these filter options. So this actually just slides into the front slot right over the front of the matte box like this. And all of these filters are actually compatible with each other. Everything from the graduated ND on the front to the circular polarizer, the variable ND, and the snow mist filter. So I have 4 filters on here right now, and it is super low profile. So why would you want to get a circular polarizer? Well, polarizers are great for removing reflections on water and glass. They also work great for removing shiny reflections on vehicles and make it where you can see straight through the glass. I'll show you a couple examples here. So great for removing reflections on vehicles and being able to see through the windows. As I'm rotating it here, you can see how the reflection on the windshield has completely gone away and you can see through the glass, and I'll rotate it back and you can see how that brightness comes back on both of the cars here. So the cool thing about having a polarizer is you're able to get rid of reflections, like you see the sky and the palm trees in the window here. So by rotating the filter like I am now, you can see that those reflections actually go away and you can see what your subject is through the glass. So pretty cool. So when would you want to use a circular polarizer? Well, it's best to use these whenever you're facing 90 degrees away from the sun. So whenever you see the sun, turn directly away from it. And that's the best time whenever you can actually get the best polarization of the sky and make your sky nice and deep and dark. All right, so let's go ahead and see what comes with the Eiger Matte Box kit, and then I'll show you some of these other accessories that I have for it as well. First up, the matte box. Look at that, it's got a G Master lens on it. Oh yeah, they threw in some stickers. And here is the actual matte box itself. You have the Freewell logo here in carbon fiber on this removable French flag. Inside, you'll find a filter pouch, very nice high quality pouch. This is just a placeholder if you don't happen to have a filter in. Comes standard with this 82 millimeter front diameter adapter. In this really nice pouch, it contains all of the other filter adapters. 67 millimeters 72 millimeters and a 77 millimeter front thread. And this one also has a filter cover on it as well. So very, very nice rubberized Freewell cap. And this one can actually go over any of the front filter threads. All right, now we can open up this magnetic quarter diffusion mist filter. This is the snow mist 1/4 filter. To get the filter out, you simply just pull this little tab and it raises the filter up. And now you don't have to put your fingers on there because this is a really thin filter. So I'll pop this right on the front, right there. And now we have the filter just magnetically pop right on the front of the matte box. Same thing for the graduated filter. You just pull the little tab and that comes out. And this one actually has a gradient. So if you see here, it is actually darker on one side and then it fades down to clear on the other side. So this is really helpful for darkening the sky and maybe not your ground. But we'll go over some examples with this filter in just a bit. And this is the 2-in-1 variable ND and circular polarizer. Comes in a nice hard case. And this case doesn't fully open like you would think it would. It just opens enough where you can access your different filters inside of it. So here you can take a look at the circular polarizer and you can rotate it with this gear on the top. So you have extra room in here for other filters, but we're gonna be putting on this 1 to 5 stop true color ND on here as well, and combining that with this circular polarizer. So you'll see there's a little notch here in the top, and this just magnetically pops right into it like this. And now we have 2 filters in one, and we're able to adjust the ND with this gear on the back. And this matte box is fully modular. If you don't want the French flag, you can just unscrew it from the top, and you can also remove the front part of the matte box, this super light carbon fiber part, if you just want to roll with only a filter or 2 on here. All right, as much as I love the air conditioning, let's get back out in this Florida heat and test out some of these filters. So one of the best things about this lightweight matte box is that you're easily able to fly it on a gimbal. Like I have it here on the Sony FX3 with a 16 millimeter lens, and this is full frame. It's actually made for wide angle lenses like this. So really good for the gimbal, especially a tiny little lens like this 16 to 28 Sigma lens. Awesome combination with the FX3. And it does have a mesh grille on the sides of the matte box here, so you're able to get a little bit better aerodynamics whenever you're flying on a car rig or flying this matte box on a drone or even on the gimbal. It just has less resistance with these little air vents that it has in it. So that just makes it nice and aerodynamic. Really nice materials on here as well. I've got the snow mist filter on and the variable ND with no vignetting. 16 millimeters, full frame, gotta love it. The soft gradient filter goes from a 3-stop filter at the top of the frame, so it takes you from a regular shot like this with a bright blown out sky to a deep, dark, saturated sky with deep, rich blues. Freewell also makes a gradient filter specifically for sunrises and sunset, which goes from light to dark to light in one filter. So I know a lot of people are going to wonder about this TILTA Mirage matte box that I have several other videos on the channel about versus this Eiger matte box. And the Eiger matte box is slightly larger and it does accommodate a little bit wider lenses. As you know, with the TILTA Mirage, the biggest problem that I was showing was the vignetting that you get, especially whenever you start adding on the additional filter layers and everything. It just kind of creates a tunnel here inside the matte box and causes a lot of vignetting. So if you guys are interested in doing a comparison between these two matte boxes, let me know down in the comments. Now this is the 1/4 snow mist diffusion from Freewell, so we'll see how that compares to the TILTA black mist. So with every video, I also like to mention things that need to be improved on, and I waited a little bit to release this video because I actually initially received a pre-production model of this matte box, and I took it on a trip with me, and here's what happened. So I just received this new Eiger matte box. I'm just getting the last of the gear ready before we go on this trip. Welcome to the hotel room. So here we are about to put together our gimbal cam, which is gonna be the Sony FX3. And then over here in this big shape bag is where I actually keep the Sony FX6. So it's mostly built in here. I do need to add on the monitor and the handles and kind of get everything plugged in. But those are the two cameras we're gonna be running on this shoot. So let's go ahead and get them rigged out and put together. So the very first time I'm using this, the French flag just broke off. All I did was lift it up, lift it down, and it just broke off. So that's very unfortunate. So upon testing out the pre-production model of the Eiger matte box, the French flag actually broke on it, and I reached out to Freewell directly and told them the issue I was having. So they actually changed out the hardware and the different screws and the mounting area right here. So it actually works much better now, and it's much more solid than when I very first received it. So I like to think that I had a little bit to do with the development of this matte box. So if you guys want to name this, you know, after me, you can do that. Introducing the Ray matte box, coming spring 2024. No, just kidding. But seriously, back to the shoot. I ended up doing the shoot with the matte box either way, without the French flag. Everything turned out fine. I had the VND on the FX3, and I was quickly able to switch it over to the FX6 and use the circular polarizer. Overall, I think this is a really cool matte box. It's very lightweight, and I like everything that it can do. It doesn't hold your traditional 4x565 filters, but you also have different options that you aren't able to do in a lot of other matte boxes as well. And it's really cool the way that they figured out to stack up a circular polarizer with the variable ND filter all in one, so you can use them separately or together. I'm definitely gonna be adding on the stronger variable ND filter to my kit, and probably a couple other mist diffusion filters, and maybe even some of the effect filters as well, just to see how those work. But overall, really cool matte box system. I highly recommend checking it out. If you're interested, the links to everything will be down in the description below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and of course, leave me a comment if you have questions about anything at all. And as always, guys, shoot for the stars, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.